Hello everyone, I hope you're all doing very well. Today we're in the Mig-19P and we're looking at cold start and taxi to runway. So ensure that our canopy is open. From a cold start it should be open already, but if it's not, press and hold left control and C. Next we must make sure that we have our wheel chocks on. To do that we need to use the communications menu button. It will be that one there. So communications menu, ground crew, wheel chocks, place.
Chief, place the wheel chocks.
And he's going to go and do that.
Wheel chocks are now in place.
Next, we need to turn on the ground power. Again, communications menu, ground crew, ground electric power, on.
Chief, turn on the ground power.
Wait for him to respond.
Ground power is now on.
Next, battery, that guy there. Next, internal light rheostats, just to help see around the cockpit. You don't have to, but I like doing it with all my aircraft anyway. Next, radio emergency power, radio main power. And we've got beacon and radio altimeter power. And with that, we can set the radio altimeter warning altitude in meters here, 50, 100, 150 and so on. But I'm just going to keep it off for the time being. Next, we're going to turn on elevator control power, trim, and radio nav power. Next, ADI here, ensure that it's uncaged. So this button here, it can either be pushed in or pulled out, and we want it pulled out. Next, we're going to press and hold the GIK1 button here for the ADI alignment. Push and hold for 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3. That is going to set this guy aligning, and it takes 2 or 3 minutes to do it, but we can leave that running while we're carrying on. Next, fuel pumps. 1, 2, 3, 4, and cockpit heating. And we need engine start power switch to start the engines, and we're going to need fire extinguisher power on. Next, left generator, right generator. Next, we're going to start the left engine. Right alt and home to uncage the left throttle into idle. We're then going to find the left engine starter switch, which is this guy here. Careful not to get these guys down here by accident. Open up the cover, press and hold for 3 seconds. Press 1, 2, 3. We're going to watch the spool RPM of the engine, which we can see here. Left engine spooling. Once it's settled, then it will be up to idle. We're now generating our own electricity. We can now disconnect from mother. So, communications, ground crew, ground electric power, off.
Turn off the
Wait
ground
for
power.
confirmation.
Ground power is now off.
Close canopy. Left control and Charlie. That's closed and locked. Now we need to pressurize. Pressurizing lever here. Cockpit pressurization lever. Forward. Okay, let's start the right engine. Right shift and home to uncage the right throttle. Uncover. Press and hold. 1, 2, 3. Okay. We're going to allow the engine to spool again. Both engines are now spooled and idle. Correct operation is next to spool up to 10,000 RPM, obviously with wheel chocks on and checked. Hold for 40 seconds to reach full operating temperature. So I'm going to do that now. And in fact, while we're doing that, we can carry on. Next, gun sight heater, and actually the sight on. Radar electric power. This will actually take several minutes to warm up, but that's fine because we're on the ground. And we've got rocket pods power here. Whether we have rocket pods or not, I suggest just turning it on for good practice so you don't forget normally. We've got electric power for the guns, left gun and right gun. These last two are cameras and they're not modelled, so you can leave them off if you want. Now these two here we do want on. Pitot, heater, electric power, and emergency pitot, electric power. If you're being completely milsim, you won't turn them on until you're taxiing for the runway because you can burn people with them apparently. In my simulation I don't care, so I'm just going to turn them on now. Next, I'm going to set my flaps for takeoff now. That is the middle one there. Next, assuming it's been 40 seconds and we've reached operating temperatures, I'm going to spool the engine down. And I'm going to ask for the wheel chocks to be removed.
Chief, remove the wheel chocks.
Wheel chocks now removed. Next, make sure that the nose wheel lock is not turned on. That's this guy here. And we want to ensure he is in the off position, which is the vertical position. Next, to steer the thing, we're going to use our rudder axis, obviously. But to allow the plane to steer, we must push and hold wheel brake while steering. So, an example. You can see when the wheel brake's being pushed there. You can see when the rudder's axis is being turned there. So we should spool up, and like any aircraft, just keep it slow on the ground. There is a large lag time with the engine. Okay, around 8 to 9,000 should do. And if I wanted to taxi to turn left onto this line, push and hold, brake, rudder. It takes a bit of getting used to. As you use a binary brake, it can be a little fiddly like this. You could also bind it to an axis to allow varying amounts of pressure. You can see the wheel brake is on the handle of the stick there. Okay, getting used to it now. And that's it. Go to the runway, come to a full stop, and you're ready for takeoff. I hope that was useful, and see you later.